What's up, guys? Today we're going to be ranking every unit in All-Star Tower Defense again. Alright, so we got a bunch of new units, so I'm going to be talking a lot about those mainly. And of course, guys, we're going to be re-ranking some of the old units. So let's get it started. First up, we have Blackbeard, easily support tier. Kaido, guys, unfortunately, still doo-doo. Alright, Rengoku, pretty bad. Golden Frieza, slightly better than not bad. Kirito, pretty bad. This is the old Kirito. Ichigo, still a support tier. I'd probably say more towards the bottom of support tier, though. Alright, Minato, even though he does have an orb, he's still really bad. Alright, Luffy, he's slightly better than bad. Giorno is still a support unit. Goku, I'm going to be honest, guys, Goku still sucks. The Path, honestly, slightly better than bad. He's pretty good, actually, in some raids, so I think maybe A tier's fair. Whitebeard, probably slightly better than bad. Rukia, slightly better than bad. Gilgamesh, not really used anymore, not recommended. Same with Kakashi. Alright, this version of Guts is mid. Bad. Naruto, not really even a good unit anymore. Tokens, mid. Sukuna, honestly, can't really recommend him anymore. There's way better poison units out there. Alright. Ryuk, kind of B, guys. He's just not that great. There's better units out there that do more damage than him. Same with Light Yagami. They're just not doing enough anymore to really be worth it. Alright, at least that version of Light Yagami. These are the old Sasuke and Itachi, not worth it. Gojo, alright, still a pretty good support unit. I'd probably say it's pretty close. But he's pretty good. He was meta for quite a long time. And still very good if you don't have the Star Pass units. Alright, let's go through some of these mid units that I'm not even going to bother with. Alright, Dio is support tier, but low on the support tier because Boa Hancock is just a better version of him. Alright, all these units suck. Not worth your time. Shirtless Magician, slightly better. The Boys, not really worth it either. All these units, not really worth it. This is the old Aokiji, still not worth it. Madara isn't even that good either. Speedwagon, I'm going to say easily probably top tier support. You pretty much must have him for every mode. Alright, a lot of these guys are kind of mid. I mean, Enel in my opinion is still mid. Tengen, slightly better than mid. Uryu, slightly better than mid. Eren, I can't really recommend Eren, but he is slightly better than mid. Akasa, she's technically a support unit. So I'll put her fairly low on this list, but she is a decent support unit if you need somebody in your leader slot. I'll give her that much. Boros, the wrong version of Boros. Shinji, honestly, kind of underrated. These guys aren't worth your time at all. Brook is still good, still meta, but not really used as much anymore. Jiren, not good, not worth your time. Not worth your time. Alright, not worth your time. Yeah, there's a lot of these guys that are just kind of mid. Alright, Obito, he's pretty good. I'm going to be honest, guys. Obito's probably A+ tier. Not quite S tier. Yugi, I'm going to say same thing. A+ tier, not quite S tier. He has a full map nuke, which is still really good. Not worth it in my opinion. All these units. Even Roy Mustang isn't worth it. Jujutsu not worth it. Let's see here. 1 second. Alright, and we're back. So let's get back into it. Alright, Zamasu. He is a really good unit in general, but he is a support unit. Now, he's more of a raid unit, support unit, so I'll put him a little bit lower on this list. He's not good for infinite modes, really. I mean, he will be in the future, but not yet. Alright, Alucard is a little bit better than mid. Killua is still technically a support unit, depending. He's not bad depending on what you're using him with, but I put him pretty low on the list. Gon, even with the buff, B tier. Goldie Roger, not better than mid. Pirate King, slightly better than mid. Rayleigh is a buff unit, so let me move him up there. Not really used a whole lot, not really worth it. Idol kind of took his place. Alright, Zoro. Now, Zoro isn't really meta per se, but he is good enough for A+ tier in my opinion. Levi is not. Okay, Zoro is. Very good unit. Mid. Alright, I guess I'll give this guy slightly higher than mid. He's not the end of the world. Alright. This guy's a pretty cool ability. He basically resets everybody's cooldowns as long as they're not global. So no other unit has that ability, but I still don't think it's leaderboard meta yet. So even though nobody has that ability, that doesn't mean it matters. Alright, these guys are not good. Honestly, even Broly, I'm gonna just put him in B tier. He's just that bad. Not really recommended. Metal Cooler, he's really not that meta anymore. I'm gonna say high A plus tier. Most people use Aizen now. Alright, this Vegeta isn't terrible, and then this Vegeta, same as Broly. Alright, Cell sucks so bad, I'm just gonna put him in bottom of B. Alright, 0-2, top of F. Not worth it in my opinion right now. Hopefully 0-2 gets a buff soon. He's not as bad as he looks, honestly, but he's still not good. Alright, I even tested out this guy. I thought he was way better than he is, but he is kind of mid. However, he's good enough for B tier because he is decent for raids, but not really that meta. Alright, Diavolo, while he does have good damage, he is technically a support unit, so we will put him high on the support tier. Because I believe he is still meta. Gohan, while he is a good unit, he's only good enough for A. Not really meta. Mid. Alright. Okay, Soul Snatcher Evo is not terrible. But not my cup of tea. Ace is really good. So I'll put the worst ace in A, and the better ace deserves to easily be into the A tier. Very, very good units. Alright, so Rimuru is a gauntlet meta unit, so support tier S. Honestly, there's no other unit that does what she does, so she deserves a higher spot in S tier for that. Alright, Kurama sucks, but Sasuke is A+, and Naruto isn't bad either. But I'd probably say Naruto's closer to, say, B tier. He's not bad at all. Alright, next up we have Mikey, not worth it. Alright, Yami is meta. Let's see here. So we will put him in the S tier. Meta damaging unit. And maybe it's in the end of the world, but B tier. He's not good. Ichigo's not good. Alright, so the normal Katakuri is high A tier. High S tier. The weaker one, I would probably say it's going to be lower on the support unit chart. Alright, Eraserhead is not worth it at all. Ichigo, honestly, is a waste of your Stardust. So Ichigo easily B tier here. Alright, not worth it. Alright, Julius is actually not that bad, I'd say. He's good for what he is, so he's a little bit better than Giorno. So we will put him there. Jinju, not worth it. Even this Mochi isn't really worth it. Probably somewhere in the middle near Blackbeard. Alright, Hudron the Mystic, honestly, not a bad unit at all for most things. I think he deserves an A rating. Alright, Gemfinder is the third most money giving unit in the game, if I remember correctly, but that's still not the most, so I'd probably say fairly low in S tier. Not that worth it in my opinion. Mid. Just not that great units here, guys. Apollo, she is meta for gauntlet mode, so I'm gonna give her A plus tier. Octo gives a ton of money, so Octo will go high on the support list. I don't really recommend bringing him a whole lot, but because he doesn't really work that well with higher cost units early game. Alright, so next up we have a Tengen reskin. Put this guy right next to Tengen. Then we got a couple fodder units that aren't really worth much. Chainsaw Man is very good. He also buffs money. So Chainsaw Man, in my opinion, is A tier. Mid, Judano isn't even good. Kind of sad. Alright, Yor isn't terrible. I'd say Yor is not great, though. I'd probably say low B tier. Alright, bad reskin. Alright, so well, technically this guy is meta. He's odds based, so I don't think he's worth it. So we will put him up there. into the support tier. So pretty good. Not bad at all. Alright, we got a few more units to go. Let's get it, guys, real quick. Alright, and we're back. Alright, let's get back into it, guys. We got Nezuko. So Nezuko, I'm going to be honest, guys. Nezuko is decent. So I think Nezuko deserves A+. Definitely, actually, you know what? I think Nezuko might actually deserve A. I think there is better burn units out there. I think Shisui is definitely a better option you have. Mainly, the only problem with him is his AoE is slightly worse. But I believe he is still the highest burn unit in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there is any 7-star burn units yet. I know Weather Report is close, but Weather Report is actually slightly worse than Nez. But Weather Report, I like Weather Report better than Nez, because Weather Report is actually like able to hit units that are not already blood, which is pretty sick. All right, Krillin, 6-star. I'm gonna give him D tier. He's usable. Astolfo isn't really usable. Bot, not really usable. This guy's actually surprisingly usable, so I'm gonna give him B tier. He's definitely usable. Alright, I don't think she's usable. The mobs, they're okay. I'd say they're not great though. I don't really recommend using them. But they're not like horrendous. Expert Sorcerer is good enough for B tier in my opinion. He's not a bad unit per se. He might have an edge on Golden Frieza. Lupin, no. Alright, I forget which one is which, but I'd say they both kind of deserve B tier. They're both kind of good raid units and the raid units only. Alright, these guys are more like this. Jack Hanma, considering he's a free unit, I guess I should probably give him B tier. He's kind of good. Alright, this is the 5-star version. She's only okay. But the 6-star version, I would probably say she's up there with Vegeta. At least as Infinite goes. Pinky is not bad for raids, so Pinky deserves B tier. He deserves B tier too, but barely, I'd say. He's not terrible. Alright, these guys, okay, I'm gonna give them B tier. They used to be good for raids, but I don't really recommend them anymore. But they're not the end of the world. Asta, while technically, like, basically solos every raid, besides elementals, I guess still technically support. I'd probably give him the edge over Zamasu, because Zamasu is now unobtainable, but you could still get Asta. So, yeah. Kira. Now, Kira's really good. Honestly, surprisingly, I'm going to put him in A+ tier. Reason being, he's not necessarily meta for Infinite Mode, but for Gauntlet Mode, he's really good. In Gauntlet Mode, you can get, of course, guys, the new Umbra. And, of course, guys, everybody knows Umbra is easily S tier. Alright, and, of course, Ombre is S tier as well whenever I see him on the list. Rikamaru actually slows, which is pretty cool. So I guess he technically deserves the support tier, but he's definitely one of the worst units there. He's a tradable slow unit though, which is pretty cool. Kisuke has the double abilities, but the problem is you have to manually buff with him, which I don't like. So I personally just gonna put him low on the list. He kind of mid. Super Gohan, not great. Alright, Jotaro over Heaven has a good time stop for sure, and decent DPS. I'd put him up here. He's decent. He's not bad. I think he deserves a B tier. Alright. This guy, I don't really like these guys. Kuma, very good support unit, especially for Gauntlet Mode. Support unit, definitely one of the more meta ones. I'll put him higher on the list. This Meliodas, I don't really like. Burn guy is really good. B tier. Maybe, actually, you know what? I might give him like low A tier. He's actually surprisingly good. This guy, I don't really like him, but B tier. This guy is probably B tier. He's slightly worse than his Evo, but surprisingly not by that much. Meliodas 6-star isn't the end of the world if you're doing raids with him. Big Mom, not worth it. Meliodas is 7-star is meta support and good for raids as well. I'll put him up high on the list because he is a meta Infinite Mode unit and Gauntlet Mode unit. I don't like Aizen's. The only Aizen I really like is, of course, the 7-star, who technically, I'd probably guess that he just deserves S tier. He's kind of a support unit, though, so I'll put him in support, but he is S tier no matter how you draw it. This guy is surprisingly good. Togo, I think his name is. Deku is more of a support unit, I'd say. You can kind of use him for DPS, but I think support is more fair. He has all these cool abilities. Erwin, yeah, honestly, he's surprisingly good for raids. I believe you can beat most raids with him and Bulma. So I'll put them up there. They're not the worst support unit. Like, I'd probably say they're better than a good bit. They're better than a good bit, but they're not the most amazing. I'd probably say Fisherman is worse. So is Rikamaru. I think that's pretty fair. Gem Finder might have the edge, because I believe Gem Finder is better than Bulma. This guy is technically speaking a support unit, but he's also pretty good in general. I'll give him A tier. Jojo, I don't really like this guy, but he is good enough for B tier. Alright, Power actually has one of the higher DPSs in the game, like top 12 or something, so she definitely deserves A tier, but I don't personally like her. Just use Katana Man, he's a better version. Like, literally, Katana Man is just straight up 100% better. Because Power starts off as, like, single target. I don't know what's up with that. I don't think he's that good. I'll give him B tier. Tanjiro is technically a support unit because of Sunburn. So I will put him in the support tier. I don't really like these Tanjiros, but they're not the end of the world bad. I just don't personally like them. Alright, Broly is basically just as good as the 7-star Broly. So I think the order goes like that. This Gogeta is not worth your while. Springy. Springy is really good for almost anything, so I'll put Springy in the B tier. She is okay. She has good enough stats for B tier. Infinite mode though. Kagani is actually surprisingly cracked. I'm gonna actually put this Kagani version in the A tier. He's underrated. Messi is also good too. Messi definitely deserves at least B tier. I'd probably say A tier. He got nerfed, so maybe B tier. He's good, but not quite like meta. Alright, normal Sid is of course as meta as female Sid. But I like female Sid better, and I'm going to rank her higher because she is actually obtainable, unlike most other units. Saber is also really good as well. Very, very good DPS. A tier, but not really good for raids, so I'll keep it in the A tier. Oh, wait, why is Princess DePaula here? She should be in support. And she's actually not a bad support. So we'll put them up there. Alright, Toru, really good burn unit, guys. Still good, actually. I'd probably say A tier easily. Guts. Alright, everybody knows Guts. Guts, go to unit. Nobody has any questions about that. I might give Sid the edge, though, because Sid is actually usable in story mode. Guts is not. Griffith. This Griffith is a support unit through and through. Very good support unit at that. This Griffith is also a support unit. Honestly, I'd probably say up there for one of the best support units because it does slow air, so I'll probably put it above Speedwagon. This guy is not worth your while. Not really worth your while, in my opinion. This is not the 7-star. He's actually not terrible, though. I'm going to put this guy in B tier along with Enel. I think that's probably more fair. I don't like this guy or this guy. Idol easily, honestly, way better in raids than she is in infinite mode. So I'll rank her a little bit lower, but she's really good for raids. Muge, I don't personally like, but Muge definitely deserves B tier. Alright. Oh, man, I put the wrong ones in each. Tough. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, both are meta. But this guy is more like Asta. This guy is a weaker version of Meliodas, but way weaker. So I guess the tiers are still fair. Alright, somehow this guy is still the best poison unit, so because he's the best poison unit, I think he deserves S tier. Rupture guy is actually really good. He hits airs and rupture. His DPS is almost unmatched. I think he definitely deserves S tier. I don't like this guy. This is normal Psycho. I don't like him. Boros is still very, very good. Boros, easily S tier. Alright, Aokiji Snow's co-unit is okay, but not great. So B tier. Boa is of course meta now, especially that Luffy 7-star is out. So we will put Boa, honestly very, very good unit. We'll put Boa in the meta range. This guy is actually surprisingly good for raids, so we'll give him, I'd give him A tier. Kirito, slightly worse than, honestly, I'd say probably better than Boros. So I guess that puts Kirito in S tier. She's okay, but she's only okay, so B tier is fair for her. Ribora, not a fan, B tier. Alright, this guy is He's not bad, but he's not great. I'll put him in A tier. She's only okay. B tier for me. Jaws, B tier, not great. Alright, Caesar is underrated. Caesar, in my opinion, is probably A tier. Maybe even A+. Mitsuri, I don't really like Mitsuri that much. B. Unfortunately, they kind of did her dirty. Demon of Emotion is good, but he's not good, so he deserves A tier. This guy is still meta, so he deserves a guaranteed S tier. For Goku and Vegeta 7-star, I mean, it's literally Goku and Vegeta together, so easy S tier. Boo, honestly, is probably the best support unit in the game. Time stop and buffs the base, like, and does damage that's actually unmatched, like, by any other support unit, basically. Easily S tier. Alright, Saika, basically slightly worse, I'd say, than Metal Cooler. So we'll drop him just like a little bit below Metal Cooler. Alright, so somewhere in A+ tier. Alright, Sunburn, I don't really like this unit that much, but Phaeton definitely deserves A tier. This version of Phaeton kind of sucks, so B tier. This guy's Joker isn't as good as I thought he would be, so B tier. Alright, this Luffy actually has a higher DPS than 7-star Luffy, so I think he actually deserves the A tier. Kid Luffy, though, easy B tier. Luffy 7-star, technically he's a support unit, so we will put him in the support tier. He's not really used for his DPS. Alright, Poochie, of course, guys. His DPS is actually good, so we'll give him some credit, but definitely a support unit. Alright, these Poochies are both B tier. They're not bad, they're not good. That's pretty fair. Alright, next up we have Kizaru's. Kizaru isn't bad. I must say Kizaru's 5-star is B tier. Kizaru's 6-star isn't even that much better. I'll put him in A tier. JJ Siwa, honestly a little bit underwhelming, but still A tier. Pink Mango, B tier. I don't really like Pink Mango that much. She's not that good in the game. Anti-Magician, she technically deserves A tier for her damage. Alright, Shining Hero, though, is completely OP now. Shining Hero, in my opinion, might be the best unit in the game. So highly recommended. This version of Aizen is fairly mid, B tier. Female Gojo isn't bad, but Female Gojo isn't great either, so support tier. Not the bottom of support, but not that high up. Crazy Tiger is still good, so he still deserves A tier even after his nerf. Super Muge, I don't like Super Muge, B tier. Alright, Rias Gremory, not bad, B tier. Alright, this Naruto guy, he's actually surprisingly good, so he deserves A tier. This guy, I don't think he's that good, if I remember correctly, so B tier. Sharpshooter, definitely F tier. She's not that great yet, but she is getting an Evo, so watch out for her. Alright, Lancer, definitely on the better side of life. We don't know if he's quite on the meta side, so I'm going to put him high A+ for his DPS. Also, he actually has a really good ability. So basically what his ability does, it does 800 million damage to all the enemies in his range. So I think that's good enough for S tier. Alright. Umbrella Exorcist is good enough for A tier. His normal version isn't good at all. And then Demon Yusuke is honestly kind of mid, even with his orb. So I'll give him A tier too. There you go, guys. There's the new tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.